Hello, infiltrated tubers, and welcome back to Let's Play XCOM Apocalypse with me, BlueAnkylo. In the last episode, we began our first mission down here by taking out the original alien sort of scouting force that went to the Megapole flying factory, and we passed through the first day and shot down the first swarm of UFOs that attacked, which was actually it went pretty well. I can't complain. So, that was fun. Unfortunately, we're pretty sure they dropped off some aliens that I just didn't notice, and I'm gonna have to try to be really diligent in the future about watching those UFOs. I do know enough by now that I know what types of UFOs drop off aliens, but unfortunately there was like 4 of them on the last wave of UFOs, and I just didn't keep an eye on all 4 of them successfully enough to see which buildings I didn't think they dropped any off, and it turns out they got at least 2. Now, luckily, we actually got the update to that chart very quickly. It's only been like half an hour of game time, so I would be surprised if they've spread much beyond whatever initial buildings they start at. That would be pretty crazy. Then again, it is superhuman. Now, I'm not 100% sure where they are. We know it's Technocrats and Nutrivend. We talked a little bit about that at the end of last episode. Technocrats only have 1 building, so that's pretty much guaranteed. And then Nutrivend has a few buildings, so it could be one of the ones next to Technocrats, which is possible. But I'm pretty sure I saw them because like they spawned right here. I'm pretty sure I saw one hovering around here for a little while, so I kind of have a feeling that's where they're going to be. Regardless, the way we're going to do stuff like this when I'm not 100% sure is temporary checker file, whatever we're going to call that file. And I'm going to send the team to that building and look for aliens. And if they're there, that's great. And if they're not, we're just going to reload it, because I don't want to have to dealing with faction relations is already a bit of a pain. Also, having to lose a bunch just to find the aliens it gets old really quick. There were no actual alien forces there, so I got the wrong one. I thought for sure I saw someone. I figured that would be where one of the aliens were, because there was a UFO floating around here for quite a while. But I guess that was incorrect. So if Nutrivend's infiltrated, it's probably more likely this one. And I guess, the UFOs did fly around here for a little while. It could still be that one, maybe, if I looked at it. No, that's not the building it was. I know there was a UFO flying somewhere around this kind of area for a while, but I guess probably they spent more time in the southeast side of the city. So let's load the game from that save point. That was just a quick check. Let's now try again, except, well, for one, we know for sure. I mean, that probably would have been smarter to start at the Technocrat one, honestly. And then just go straight there. That's their only building. So if they've been infiltrated, if this doesn't work, I'm very confused. I don't know where they are if they're not in that one building there. And probably the one right beside it. Did we not land yet? Just jumped the gun. All right. The new Empire Tower. Oh, by the way, if you're wondering, I'm pretty sure this city, which is called Megapolis, it's actually on the ruins of Old Toronto in Canada. Terrible city, probably. Hey, look! When that button clicks and a mission starts, you know there's aliens. Even if you don't know what kind immediately. All right, well, the 4 groups of 3 worked for us last time, so we'll stick with that. And everybody up for basic playing around. And again, I like to start with a save for these. Again, I haven't had to reload much other than when we're checking buildings. And that is kind of my plan for this Let's Play, is to not really be reloading in tactical missions. Probably ever, if possible. But on the campaign map, once in a while, stuff like that's going to happen. So for this time, I kind of remember this map a little bit. There's kind of these weird pyramid structures with, like, stuff inside of them. It's actually kind of hard to get into without blowing stuff up a little bit. So we've got, I guess, 2 squads in each corner by the looks of things. And I would guess the aliens are probably more around the middle of the map, but we'll see. So probably the safest thing here is to just climb up this pyramid and maybe just shoot our way in, actually. Like these are windows you can't just walk through, of course, but nothing stopping us from just pew-pewing our way in. Now, I didn't hear any audio there. That might have just been on my end. I haven't turned the... No, the sound effects and audio... If the music's not playing, then it's not me. It's not something I did. Oh, there it is. Now it's all loud for me. That's good. My headset was just quiet. All right, so I don't really want to move my team too much further than this. Just because there could be all kinds of nasties that pop up at us. So we're gonna set up in that room up there for now. And like I said in the last mission, because it's early game again, I'm trying to retrain my brain to playing a little bit more cautiously again so we don't lose everybody. And, you know, it is a let's play. I feel like I should try to keep everybody alive if possible. One more square. Everyone's up here. If anything comes up the elevator, we've got lots of overwatches. I can actually put the snapshot because it's going to be such a short range. Let's turn off the high explosives for now, unless it turns out I need them later. And then the other groups, that's one, that's two. One is here. Robot friend here, Mr. Error. Unfortunately, they don't really say the names unless you hover over them, so it's a little bit hard to keep track of who's who. I'll try to make sure I point it out when I notice it. All right, and I'm just gonna switch people back to armor piercing is all for the moment. High explosive is also, I mean, it's great. It's just, well, you know. Everyone's good now. All right, groups 2 and 4. Let's probably just do the same thing on this side. Actually, this might not be quite the same layout as the other side of the map. Just get up as close as we can. Running a little bit low on time units up here. All right, I sort of remember that one. Yeah, there might not be an easy way in on this side, which kind of sucks. We might have to hop down and shoot our way in, or hop over the fence or something. Probably shouldn't waste too many more time units. Just in case there's stuff... Oh, no, stop. That's the thing. I'm going to do that. You know what? You can get a BlueAnkylo point every time I set a character up, and then I try to click on somebody else, but instead we get a move instead of a select. Also, my screen is not quite... Hold on. Cutting off the very bottom of the screen. Is that better for you guys? So I'm playing it in windowed mode, and sometimes the very bottom couple lines of the image get cut off. Oh, we saw something. Okay, so that's another new enemy. That's the third of the basic enemies. It's only a spitter, though. They're not too bad. In fact, I would argue they're probably the weakest enemy in the game. And there's... Okay, that's... what are these called? Hyperworms, I think? Or... No, they're multi-worms for reasons that will make sense eventually. Alright, so we're going to keep people a little bit lower out of line of sight. Not out of line of sight. That's a shot and a half. How do you even see that? No idea. Well, maybe we got everybody killed. We'll find out as I hit end turn. Alright, good luck, teams. Try not to die. I wonder if there's an elevator over there. Oh, we see some more spitters. You can see them trying to spit on us. Uh-oh, there's the real threat. So given the direction of the first couple aliens, I have a feeling that this squad is not going to find much over there, and we should probably start rushing them over this way to help out. Maybe use one person to explore these pyramid buildings, but I have a feeling this is where the action's at over here. So, this is Soul Reaver. Let's go see what you can do. There's 2 spitters in that office level. And there's something much, much worse down here. We're going to go deal with the much, much worse first. Anthropod. Oh boy, there are a lot of aliens here. 24 is fine. Holy smokes. And this is going to get a little hectic real fast. Priority is kill this thing. I guess the rule is at low levels, you got to get adjacent. Alright, that thing's dead. That's the best thing. I figure one of those bullets might have hit. Alright, we're going to see if we can get in here and kill these 2 with this next dude. This is Gus, who is awful. And I'm hoping he's not awful at shooting spitters. Because that would be terrible. No line of fire. Can we just... I don't know how sturdy this wall is. Sturdy enough that we're not going to shoot through it with machine guns. I guess these are like glass walls, so you can just break them easily. How did they shoot through, though? I thought they were spitting at us through the wall. Maybe I'm crazy. Okay, there's another new enemy there, technically. That's, I believe it's an alien egg. This is a lot of baddies here. I'm not terribly happy with my current situation. I feel like I may have rushed those 3 in a little bit preemptively. But I was thinking we'd be able to sort of get through... Holy smokes, we can see... Yeah, we can basically see everything. Alright. Well, if we stay low, at least we'll be out of range of this group. So if I could just deal with some of the stuff down here, I think we'll be okay. 17. I really would like to kill this sectopod, or not sectopod. Luckily, it's not a sectopod. Can't shoot through. Oops. See, and that happens sometimes where I thought I clicked right here, and it would just be one step over, and then instead, that happened. Alright, well, exactly am I gonna do? Sometimes we can shoot through these walls. Hey, we got one! Good job! Who was that? Dave, you actually got one. That helps. I guess it's just we're kind of dealing with weird line of sight issues. And I don't know enough about the game rules to know exactly where to stand in these situations. So let's see if we can get some sort of shot with this is Mr. Scorpid. Oh, he can't even move that far. Oh, because instead of going the smart way, he decided to walk all the way around the building. Oh! Oh no, never mind. This is the same group. I thought this was the one in the corner. These guys over in the corner, I don't think they're going to be able to do anything. I've split the forces up in a poor fashion. So... yeah, this is not great. This is definitely not optimal strategy for playing XCOM. At this point, I just need to kill a couple, or else too many people are going to die. Now, luckily, like, explosive fire damage doesn't do too much damage when you're in armor, as long as you don't take direct hits. You can see these guys haven't really lost any actual health yet. I got one more shot, and I have not killed either of these spitters. Hey, we got one. Well, it's better than nothing, but not great. All right, well, let's go look at the nice safe group that's probably totally fine. I just want to make sure I send one person down this elevator. I have a feeling nothing will actually be here, but gotta check it out a little bit. It's the library, you know. Someone's gotta go to the library. Honestly, I probably shouldn't waste too many more people down there. Let's see if we can help the other group at all. I don't know. This fence around the helipad is actually kind of a pain to get around to. That. So yeah, like this is not close enough to really do anything for good shots. No line of fire anyway. So how would we actually... Man, yeah, this is a bad split for sure. Definitely a bad split. I think like all I can really do here is just run these guys as far as I can. And then hopefully nobody dies and next turn we'll start shooting. He's got a little bit of time units left, but I don't. Can we jump over this? No. I tried to J click and he would not jump. I think you might have to try to shoot your way through it or something, because like, unfortunately, this fence really slows you down when you're trying to get around this map. Yeah, you can do that. You just got to shoot a hole through it like everything else. Yeah, this isn't great. This is pretty bad. Well, we used all our time units. We killed 2 of them. I didn't save any time units, which is also problematic for that. Sorry, Gus, the awful. Going pretty awfully. This is definitely not how I wanted this mission to go. So, luckily, like, the spinners aren't that good. This is the problem, though. Yeah. That's our first casualty, and that'll probably be our second casualty. I definitely did this mission completely wrong. Dang it. Brain suckers are just the worst, though. So we lost 2 soldiers already. Dang. That's not very promising. And not only are they dead, as far as I'm concerned, they're also mind controlled permanently. So brain suckers are really terrible. Like, you know, I can't say it enough. They are terrible. I can't even move. There's so many aliens trying to take reaction fire on us here. Alright, kill this thing. So that's the brain sucker launcher. And there's another brain sucker on the ground. So we killed it. Unfortunately, so who was it? So this is Gus the Awful and Dave Bovine have already died. That's XCOM for you. Now they're actually dead for real. But I didn't have a choice. There's nothing I can do. If you were mind controlled by terrible aliens, you'd probably want me to kill you too. Someone else can kill him, I think. This is our best chance for killing these spitters. Alright. So... now what? Okay, that's... all the multi-worms are up there. We haven't even talked about them yet. Yeah, this was not a great trade. Definitely not a great trade. Just ignore the stuff up there. It's fine. Alright. Just enough. Alright, well, I mean, you know, that's fine. This has been a gong show for sure. Alright, so we've got... Man, this building... They're not going to be happy with us here. See if I can just blow this guy up. No line of fire. Why not? I say there's a line of fire. shoot anyway. I figure at this point... Oh. So what's happening there is the explosion damage is big enough that it's actually dealing damage to the items that are on the ground over here and causing some of the ammo to explode and some of the other explosives to explode. So that's fun. That's a fun part. It's actually a neat part of the game, but it definitely causes some problems. Hey, we hit almost perfect shot. Terrible shot. Terrible shot. Not good. Not good. Well, that's the problem with rookies. You know, no one's really very accurate yet this early in the game. So, what am I gonna do? I'm really not very happy with this big mission here. Go into that room. There are some risks involved. Good luck there, Soul Reaver. All I really want you to do is kill this one. Oh, that's perfect. Good enough. Now get out of there. He'll be safe there, probably. So now we have to find a way to deal with these two worm things. And I think that might be it. Yeah, I should have... You know, instead of having 4 groups of 3, this probably would have been fine if I just did 2 groups of 6. If they just started together and I had enough soldiers ready, I think we probably could have handled this pretty safely. You know, within reason, but... Oh, they're not going to move very far. Yeah, we're also dealing with early game rookies that don't get very many time units. Bad accuracy, bad time units. A little bit of overestimation of their abilities on my part. And 2 people down. Now, the good news is you generally don't lose their equipment, so all you're out is the soldier cost. And that's early game, it's not that big a deal. Like, you don't want to lose. Oh, yeah. I want to actually probably try to bring this person back up. Yeah. I definitely don't want to waste a bunch of soldier deaths, but suffice to say, a couple deaths early on isn't that expensive. And don't worry, those two, if those were your names, if you're watching along, I'll find a way to bring you back in. Don't worry. I'll add you to the respawn list at the bottom of the list. Poor Dave. He was just doing good. Finally got a couple shots in there. Or was it? It was Dave and Gus, right? Because they're dead, we'll take an extra second and see who it was. Unit brain sucked. Dave Bovine and Gus the Awful. Yep. Yeah, that's pretty much how it works. Alright, so... should be one right behind this door. And... not to spoil it or anything, but there is a couple... there's like well, actually, there's 2 right beside each other. Convenient. There's like a good way of dealing with those and a bad way of dealing with those. So we're going to try to do things the right way. Even though... oh man, we don't have enough. Okay, we're going to not do it this turn. I need someone with a cannon. I need probably 2 people with cannons nearby. And explosive ammo. This is probably... I would say probably the reason why mini cannons are so powerful early on in this game. It's for this encounter coming up right now. Otherwise, the machine guns tend to rule for early game damage. I mean, I think this will be more than enough characters ready to go next turn, but... last time I thought I was safe. I didn't bring enough backup, and we lost 2 soldiers, so let's try it with, like, 6 or 8 ready to go. Hopefully they don't move around too much. The aliens aren't, you know, particularly smart or anything. Alright, let's go have a look. The door? No? I don't know why they wouldn't step on that square. Alright, so we're going to get relatively close with the machine gun. And accuracy doesn't really matter at this point, so that's fine. And then I need someone with the high explosive nearby. Hopefully enough to fire at least a couple rounds. So we've got we got 4 shots of high explosive, point blank. We start with the machine gun, and you have to be a little bit careful here. If you just hold the button down and fire like Rambo, bad things will happen. Hopefully we hit enough that before we run out of time units, this thing dies. It is pretty tanky, though. Come on, who is this? Soul Reaver. Just reave the soul. 10 more shots. Alright, we killed it. Woohoo! It died! So, the good news is, the hyperworm, or multi-worm, whatever, it's probably my multi-worm, it's dead. The bad news is, it spawned 4, I guess they would be hyperworms. And the really bad thing is, they all spawn with full time units. Which means, as soon as we do anything, they all get a chance to move or attack. And if they attack us, we'd probably die. The good news, usually, it didn't work, but usually the high explosive area of effect actually can kill them all in one shot. I don't think it actually killed any of them that time, though. That was actually rather poor. I think that was just the multi-worm. Let's try that again. Come on, high explosives. Alright, don't worry about almost dying. That time we killed a few. In fact, I think we may have killed all of them. Okay, good. The second shot finished them off. Good enough. That's one of these terrible things killed. Where's the other one, though? It was behind us all along. It's actually on the floor. Oh, you know what that was? So the reason I couldn't move the machine gunner up was the hyperworm was like blocking the spot. And sometimes this does happen. There's some like basically line of sight bugs where you can't see the enemy even though they're right in front of you. It doesn't make a ton of sense, but it does happen from time to time. Alright, but that's fine. This is why we've got like backup soldiers. I'm going to try to move my wounded soldier a bit further. Are they out of stamina or something? Yeah, that's why they can't move very far. They're out of stamina. That happens. Alright. Same thing as last time, except don't let the... Actually, this is the wrong person to kill them off because he doesn't get experience for it, but don't worry about it right now. Alright. Kill them up the hyperworm. Multi-worm. Gotta be getting close. There we go. So it spawned, I think, just 2 this time. And we blew them up immediately. No, we blew one of them up immediately. The other one's still alive. Sometimes it's hard to find them. Alright, hopefully we didn't take too much damage on our dudes. It's gonna happen sometimes. Now, there's still aliens left because the mission's not over. So, we're not out of the forest yet. I feel like it's likely they're in this building somewhere, we just didn't see them. That is just an egg, though, I think. I mean, we can kill them, but it doesn't really matter. The mission will end whether you kill these or not. Well, assuming you've killed everything else, the mission will end when whether those are dead or not. Gonna run out of time units here. Alright, where else do we need to look? You check in one of these rooms. There can't be too much left, though. I feel like we've killed enough aliens, we've got to be pretty close to the end. Also, I think like all my guys are running out of stamina now, so nobody can... Oh, someone saw something. How did you see... I'm confused. It didn't pause when you saw the alien. Okay, it's one of the worms. And we sort of walked right by it, but we didn't see it. which is always fun. Alright, this might cost, who is this? It might cost Rolf his life, but this is like our best chance here. Shot it once, and it died. Good enough. If you'd missed, it might have literally ate your face off. Alright, well that was definitely the... This is like the difficult start, but we got a bunch of promotions, that's something. Error gets to be our first squad leader. We did lose 2, but, you know, the rest of everyone's alive, except for all the injuries. If it wasn't for those brain suckers, we probably would have not lost anybody, and I would have been, like, okay. But losing 2 is a bit of a blow, for sure. Now, before they come back, I'm sorry to say, but we're not done here. There's still aliens to kill. And they're almost certainly in the building right beside you. So, have fun! Good luck, everybody! You'll probably live. Whoever's wounded, I'll try to keep at the back, and maybe it'll work out. We'll see how many people actually return home after this episode's over. Alright, same thing. We're just gonna go with 2 squads. I think it's safer to keep people grouped up. Alright, 10 soldiers. We can see enemies right at the beginning. That's promising. Alright, that's just an anthropod, probably with a brain sucker, though. They basically launch them at you. Alright. So, I have to say, I don't really care much about protecting the building right now. That's a kill. Alright, what's next? We can see another one. Well, I do like it when the mission starts off with you being able to see a bunch of enemies. That definitely helps. I don't have a lot of good long range, like, characters that can shoot long distance. But, you know, we'll have to make do with what we've got. Again, I think... I feel like every now and then my window just cuts off the bottom, like, pixel. It should show up again for you guys. Like, if you can't see the accuracy for one of the characters, that's all it is. It's just... It seems to do that for me every now and then. It just covers that little line up. Alright, so... Maybe I should have kneeled here. Max out our accuracy as much as we can. No line of fire. That's hilarious. Well, we wasted like 10 time units trying to kneel. Well, we broke the glass in front of it. We got nothing. Alright, good start. Who is that? Soul Reaver. Not too impressed. Next up. Probably this one. We're going to try to stay a little bit further back this time and not rush in like I did on the last map. I feel like that's only fair. I think that was 1 hit, maybe 2. You know, it's not going super well here. But I am expecting an awful lot from relatively low-ranked soldiers with inaccurate weapons. I'll go with the snapshot here. It was a pretty good direct hit. And then the AoE managed to kill him off. Good. So that's your first kill for Katie. Good, good. Now, it's actually fairly likely that a bunch of brain suckers are going to pop out of that dead anthropod. So what I should do is put some people with machine guns sort of in a covering position, and people with other guns, of course. And then have them hopefully shoot anything that hops down and tries to eat our face. Go rapid fire, we'll kneel. I've got enough time units to get ready, and if something does pop down, we can take quite a few shots. So, let's be smart about it. You know what? If we take an explosive shot, that's fine. It'll probably kill it for sure if it hits. Or, you know, even doesn't hit, technically. And then this one, who's almost dead, we're going to kind of run out of the way. This is Fox. We're just going to kind of keep Fox out of the way to try to keep him or her safe. Alright, we'll see if that works. You've got some time units left. Everybody else is out. Alright, wish me luck. We killed 2 on the first turn. I mean, that's a good start. Alright, civilians wandering around helplessly. Hopefully there's less aliens on this map and we can just do a quick one and get back to the base. But you can see how much fun it is watching the civilians run around for a couple minutes, right? Alright, well, how big is this map we're on? I didn't even look. Started kind of in the corner here. Probably not a very big map again. Early game, you know, you'd expect to be relatively small maps. Let's go take a peek over in this building. Maybe we won't... Actually, if this is the edge of the map... Yeah, it is. It's actually a really small map. There's almost nothing to it, so that helps. So we need to go up. There's quite a few of these walkways we'll have to check out. I bet you, though, if there are aliens, they're probably, like, somewhere back around where that spitter was. We're not going to go very far forward here because I'm scared. And we already found one. That helps. Oh, look, it's another spitter. Kind of like I figured we might find. Oh, I guess I was not using high explosive there. Well, we'll see if we can get a couple lucky shots in. This is not my soldier's strength right now, doing long across the map. Like, I mean, we killed it actually. That worked better than I expected. Cephalon did a really good job there. Usually, though, with machine guns, that's not, you know, the recommended way of killing stuff. Alright, let's try to keep the teams kind of grouped up. It's a pretty small map. There's no need to rush off on your own or anything. Try to play a little bit safer now. A lot of it's just practice and experience with the system. I'll try not to let... See, this time, look, Brainsucker coming to kill somebody, but we've got time units. So it's not going to kill any... Yeah, there we go. Good. Nobody dies. And a multi-run. That's fine. Sure, who cares about the glass? The building... Whatever building this is, these guys, they don't deserve walls. I actually don't want to kill it on reaction fire, so I'm hoping they don't actually finish it off. If we kill it on the alien's turn, it will turn into hyperworms who still get their whole turn, and we will definitely run out of time units before we kill everything. So a little bit of damage is good, but please don't finish it off. It looks really confused, though, so I like that. Alright, that might be the only enemy left. It looks like this might just be like a small group beside... Like, it's possible the aliens only landed in the one building, the first one we went to, and then the only reason they're here is they just split up and walk over here, so you get like a smaller attack force to deal with. And I'll probably put a save down after this, and if it turns out that they've also spread to another layer of buildings around it, then I'll probably just reload, because it's just going to be too much. It's just going to take forever trying to catch up with it if we don't make some progress here. Speaking of saves, you know, might as well save. I know it didn't save Dave, but, you know, something might happen that would cause me to reload. Alright, so same trick as last time. Actually, you know what? I'll try a different trick this time. Sorry, I wasted some time units there. Instead of the use high explosives to get the kill, we're going to go with the it will fall asleep trick. I haven't really shown off anything like stun gas yet, so there's some stun gas. Now, the way stun gas works, and stunning in general, is all enemies kind of have a threshold for going unconscious, and there's a factor for wounding as well, so if anything's at 100% health, it will basically never... Well, it might be possible to put it to sleep, but it's very difficult. But the threshold for going unconscious also goes down as they take wounds. So when they're very nearly dead, they're very easy to knock unconscious, or at least much easier. So if you preemptively apply stun damage, which the gas grenade did, and also walking through it would, now that it's taken some stun damage, if we just keep shooting it, instead of dying, it should fall unconscious. Especially with low damage projectiles like machine gun bullets. Hit it with something hard like a rocket launcher and it'll probably just die anyway, but... And I am trying to not have my guys walk into the fog, because they will fall unconscious as well. It's gotta be close, right? And it died anyway. Well, my big strategy didn't work. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. You know, it's exciting. Maybe it worked easier on standard mode, and it's harder to pull off on superhuman. I got 1 kill, 2 kill, 3 kill. Alright. Well, we had to resort to the high explosives anyway, that's why we have them. The stun trick does work, I find, pretty well, but clearly not this time. I don't think I'll go too much further for this turn. I'm probably expecting more stuff to jump down and try to eat our faces off, so let's just call that a good turn. I don't know what that sound was. So unfortunately, although this is going to make, 5 or 6 UFOs shot down and at least 3 infiltration missions complete, we still won't have actually made any money or income or any artifacts from all this work we've been putting in, which I'm not a huge fan of, honestly. I feel like you should be rewarded or putting in all the work for this. Looks like there's anything else up here, so if there's more aliens there, like in one of the corners, probably. Well, we know there's more aliens, so where they are has to be somewhere like. Oh, don't walk through the gas. Well, he didn't go unconscious, so that's all I can ask. There's nothing over here, unless they're really behind that bush. So I would still guess that probably there's another spitter. Like, they probably had like a group of 3 or 4, and the other ones are just hiding back here somewhere. Let's split up a little bit. We'll send like 3 soldiers this way, and then 3 soldiers this way. And we'll try to tag team. Spitters shouldn't be too much trouble. In fact, I'm pretty sure there's nothing else back there, so you guys can try to catch up. See how this works. Too spooky. I'm actually surprised there wasn't brain suckers hopping out of that guy. Oh, and there's one thing to note too. The aliens, as far as I can tell in this game, the aliens completely ignore the civilians. So unlike the newer XCOMs where the aliens almost prioritize killing humans, like civilians, in this game, you definitely cannot rely on that. Civilians just do whatever they do. You do lose points if they die, but you basically have to shoot them yourselves to kill them. Not that they don't deserve it sometimes. Okay. Well, this is suspicious. There's gotta be something hiding, like, back in this building or something. Huh. I am amazed. I don't know where it is. I actually haven't really seen this map before, so I'm not really familiar. There's a couple dark spots left. I never went in this side of that building. Also, sometimes what happens... I guess there's another... I didn't even notice that. There's another level here. This is probably where it is then. Oh, yeah. Well, those are just eggs. Those don't even count. We can kill these quickly, but again, it doesn't matter too much. Makes it safer to walk around, but, Huh. So I guess there could be an alien hiding, like, way up here or something. But, yeah, sometimes what happens is you lose them in the smoke. So they're... You can't see through the smoke very well. Or one is panicking and hiding in the corner where you can't find it. That's the other thing that happens. Yeah, the little symbol there means he's panicking. We'll be fine. We'll kill him next turn. It is cool that the aliens get a morale check as well. And even, you know, one thing that I have noticed in XCOM Apocalypse is your soldiers don't panic very often. We had 2 units brain sucked and took a bunch of damage, and nobody even panicked. So, like, it's definitely not as bad as it was in some of the early games where you get those panic chains and, like, most of your team is just completely out of service. Alright, so it looks like job comes down to Zach to finish off this last spitter. Hopefully last spitter. There we go, we win. Alright, couple more promotions. Scarphead squad leader, Zach squad leader. Some more points. And you can see, even the game, it barely punished us for losing soldiers. We lost, was it 20 points for soldiers dying? And then the tactical missions have far more than made up for that. So, pretty good. Alright, so one thing that I'll do, again, I did this, we probably need to end the episode anyway, but one thing I want to do is, while our Valkyrie is over here, I'm going to try just checking for science some of the nearby buildings, just to see if they may have ended up getting infested as well. I'm definitely not going to clear them right now, but I need to check. Look at this. Yeah, this is another one that's infested. Dang. The only way to load is to, like, get in here. So, yeah, this is what I was saying. Like, if you don't catch it... Oops, that was the wrong save. If you don't catch it really, really fast, it can just be... Oh, it's just such a terrible waste of time going around between buildings. And especially early game where we don't even really get anything for clearing these out right now. So this building was Sanctuary Clinic. This is just my example here. It's not even a faction that says that it's been infiltrated here. And they were definitely infiltrated. So stuff like that, you know, let's check this one while we're here. So they were not infiltrated. But so far we've had one at the Technocrats, one at Nutravend. We still haven't cleared out this one. I'll reload it, you know, after we check I'm just going to check the buildings surrounding this one, because clearly you can't trust the in-game infiltration bar too much. But, like, if we don't catch these right now, and the only way to do that reasonably, as far as I can tell, is to basically check every adjacent building. Once you've seen one be infiltrated, it's like you got to check all the ones surrounding it to know for sure. And if you have to do this, we would lose a whole bunch of reputation, which is kind of annoying. Like, I feel like there should have been a better way to either tell where the aliens are or where they landed or something. I think this has got to be it. I'll check one more because it was adjacent here, but hopefully that's nothing. Yeah, so, you know, it just seems like it's really hard to preemptively know where to send your forces, and if you don't basically check everywhere that they might have landed, you just spend, like, they just reproduce infinitely, basically. Like, it takes a couple days for them to spawn everywhere, but they would just keep spreading out between more and more buildings, and we'd have more and more missions to do. And then, like I was saying, early game, we don't even get anything out of it. Like, we stop it, we get some points, that's the best we get, basically. So I guess, for now, instead of coming home, we're just gonna have to go do one more mission. I'll do it next episode, I guess. Luckily, that second mission went really smoothly. The first one took a lot of damage. I need to be careful, because obviously, playing on Superhuman, we get to do a ton of missions. And if I have too many people take too many wounds or too many people die, it'll be really hard to well, I mean, I don't even have money to hire my replacements right now. We'll have 4 new soldiers as soon as we can get some money, but, you know, we're down 2 already, basically. So, you know the drill. Alright, let's call that for here. I'll try to clear this out next time, and then I basically have to do a mission with the cult so we get a little bit of money. And also, it's good to cut down their money anyway. But we'll deal with that next episode. And then hopefully we'll let more than a minute of time pass. We'll get a little bit of research going on. And once we've got, like, just to look towards the future here, once we have researched this and built one, then we will be getting, you know, autopsies and corpses and interrogations and stuff going, and that will help keep things interesting. But right now, every time we clear out some aliens, we don't really get much out of it, unfortunately. Anyway, that's all for now. Thanks for watching and all that, and sorry for your characters dying, if your characters died. Like I said, I'll add them back to the list, and they'll make it back in eventually. Alright, folks, that's all for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Hope you enjoy.